viewport. Now, one of the great thing about mobile web browser is they have the ability to take a full size web, like you see right here in this scale viewport, and scale them down so that they can fit on a very small screen size. So you can see like it is completely like scaled down to fit into the size of the viewport. And when we right now it's on a portrait mode, when we make it in a landscape mode, then it again changes size. But it will get entirely fixed with the screen context. So this gives users the ability to pinch and zoom onto the content in order to read it. For example, like if you want to read this small site, what you have to do, you just have to zoom it out, and then you can just expand it and can read the content. But that's for me, it's a very tedious process. And basically, the idea behind responsive design is to take the same content and rearrange the layout so that they don't have to pinch and zoom. And the layout actually fits to the screen size. Now, in order to do this, we need to add a line of HTML code to tell the browsers what to do with the viewport on page load. So back to our HTML file, and so let me go again to my text editor. And here, let's find meta. Yes, it's right here on the top. So in the meta, I need to define one more meta, and I need to name this meta as viewport, so that on the load, we will tell how the content needs to be rendered. So here we need to define content, and here we also need to define like width is equal to device width. So use device maximum width and maximum scale equals to 1.0. And let's also define minimum scale as 1.0. Then again, let's define initial scale to 1. Yeah. So yes. So now we have defined our viewports. So now so that the browser can understand how to load this, right? How to render this our HTML file. So now we have defined the clear structure of our HTML. We have also defined our style sheets. So now this is the time to actually see what actually we have done. So let's go to my website. Let's open it up in the browser. So you see, like right now we have a clean and well-structured HTML file. Now, so this is the time to create some CSS rules, and let's add some background pattern and page container onto it. So to do with this, let's open our text editor and let's go to our base CSS file, screenstyles.css. And in this file, we will define some base CSS styles that will be using throughout in like all the screen sizes. So here in the screenstyles.css, let's define body element. And under the body element, let's define its color as #575 C7A semicolon. Yeah. Oops. Here C575 C7A. Yeah. And now let's define its line height as 1.5 EMs, and then define font family as Arial, and then define base font size as 14 pixels, and let's define our background. So here I'm using a writing short structure of defining color first, 515673. And let me also define what would be the image URL, which we have placed our images under images directory. Then we need to define background underscore gradient dot JPEG. Yeah. Let's also define, let's repeat it in horizontal direction, and let's pick 0 pixels and 0 pixels as its position. And now let's define, as you know, in this index.html5, we have defined our div class page. So let's use this class and let's give the base, the structure to the page. Let's give this maximum width to 980 pixels. Now next, so that the page will get fixed to 980 pixels, and when we actually increase the size, the page will get centered on the screen. And let's also define its margin as 0 pixels and auto. And then let's define its position relative, so that all the content inside the page will get related to this element. And then also need to define background color as white, because we are using our gradient in a dark color, so it should be color which is appealing. Yeah, white. So let's move to the browser, refresh it again. Yeah. So here right now you can see now we have a gradient image on the background. Now we have defined the some styles out right here. So now so we have added the background. So now let's define the style heading, and let's give some body text and links and styling to the footer area also. So now let's get back to the code again. So now instead of writing all codes, we can I've already copied the code. We can use that. As you know, we always very good with copy and pasting things. So let's do that. And here in my screen style, I've copied all the snippet out here. So here, let's copy all the header tags and let's paste it up. So here you can see we have defined a color to the heading section, margin as 0, 0.5 this, and we have defined a font size as 2 EM. Actually, we have used here in our body section font size 14 pixels. So this will behave as a base font size for all of our layout. And here EM will define in H1 tag, it will take twice of the size what we define in the base font size. So, and H2 you will see we have defined it at 1.7 EM, that is 70% of the base font size, and we have defined H3 in 1.5, that is the 50% of the base font size. So this will larger than 50% of the base font size. Now let's save it up. Let's see what change will happen. Yes, now we have defined the color, we have defined the sizes, and then now let's move back to our snippet file and just copy this anchor text file and paragraph file. And when I copy this paragraph file, here you see now our paragraph will get more structured, right? So right now you see as I define the maximum width. So right now the design, overall design gets fixed to a maximum width of 980 pixels. If I move the screen further above than 980 pixels, then my design will get centered on 980 pixels. So now next we have defining already defined this style to body and foot, and now let's move to this, and now let's do some styling at the footer. And so here we have defined as 0.85 EM font size and color. So it is very important to define the font sizes and all in the EM size, because when to do the fluid grid, because when we do the fluid grid, so the design will take browser and any of the context will take your design in a relative manner as compared to your base font size. So for example, then yeah. So let's go to design. Let's see. Yeah. Now our footer is also get little style. Yeah. So now it's time to give the styles to our promo section. The section which we have seen in a content strategy, which will come out here along with images and all those stuff. So let's copy our promos. So first of all, let's define the heading of the promo and like its paragraph. Then you see we have actually corrected our promo. Then let's move next and define the images to the promo. To define the images, let me go back to my index.html. And yeah, here is my promo container and here is my first promo. So here I will also define as one, I will also define the one class named 1, name 2, so that I can put the right images as per the 1, 2, and 3 section. 3, yeah. So now let's copy my promo style and just paste my promo style to here. So that it will populate the background image as this, and let's copy this for other two, and let's change the name of the class to 2, and let's change this numeric value to 2, and let's change this to 3. And again, let's move to the third promo and define it as promo 3. Now, when I refresh it, you will see the images are there, but it's repeating up. So let me stop repeating of this image by using background as no repeat. So let me put out this here. So this will tell the browser to should not repeat the images. So now we have all the 3 promos out there along with the heading. So now we need to do little styling with our thing for large screen. So this is basically the base structure and base styling we have given it. Now basically this is time to give the styling for the large screen sizes. So now let's move to our next large screen layout. Let's copy the body, header, and navigational area. Let's paste it up here in the large screen. Yeah, here we can paste it up. I forgot to copy this. What's happened? I forgot to copy body. Yeah. So now you can see we have defined margin as 0 and padding as 0. And so here you can see now we don't have any margins when we do the reduce the size. All get fixed properly, right? So now let's again move to our class and let's define some logo images out there in the header area. So here what I did, I have given the height to the header and a background image as large, and I mentioned that no repeat, right, and 0 pixels. I've given the positioning, and then on the header side we also have a logo. I've given the positioning to the logo and the size of the logo. So here let me make it to the large screen. Just refresh it out. Now you can see now we have a large header and large logo, and all of our content are out there. Now next, do little formatting of the article section. The article section, like you see here, let's do little formatting out with this article section for our large screen. So you see here I've defined padding like 60 from top, 60 from like top, and this is from right side, and 10 pixels from bottom, and 20 pixels from left. When I refresh it up, you can see there is a space out there on the top, and we can use this for showing up our navigation bar, which is somewhere right down, which is not visible right now. So now let's move and define our navigation. So just right after this, let's define our navigation area. So to define the navigation area, I actually need to go to my base CSS class and need to define these properties. And yeah, right here. So here I have defined my text transformation as uppercase and text decoration as none. And I have used inline block so that it will look like in the block section. And font size I've used font with 0.9 EN. And then I'm using on hover a color as hash this 3Fs. So when I refresh this up, and this goes, yeah, let me save this up. We go to this size. Let me go to my large screen again. Let me copy my navigational area. Yeah, I've already copied that. Let's remove that. Yeah, so let's go to this. And what's wrong with that? There's something wrong with this. Yeah, actually we forget to define links under the navigational area. That's why the links is not actually visible. So let's define it. Anchor href is equal to self target, and let's define 4 links as about us, and then let's define our second link as services. Let's define third link as portfolio, and then last could be, let's say, contact us. Yeah. Yeah. So we have defined the navigational link. So now let's see. Now we have a navigation bar right here. So all the styling we have defined in a CSS file. You see like the navigation and hover structure, everything we have defined. So this is coming up. And now let's do the little bit correction on the designing on the promo heading area and the promo image area. So now again, let's move back to our screen layout large size. And on this large size, let's copy our container, promo, and the content area to give some better look and feel and styling of our large screen container size. So let's copy this. So here what I did, I created a promo container, the base class, which you can see right here, that one, the main class which contains all the promos. So promo container, I have defined some padding, like 0 from top, 0 from right, and 0 from bottom, and 20 from left. And then I also defined under the promo container, there are 3 promos defined. I have given the bid and float, and then it's given its background position. And then in the promo container, we have under promo we have content. So I have defined some little bit of padding out here for my content area. So now let's refresh it. Yeah. So here we can see now we have a proper styling for this promo section, promo area. Now it's getting a little distorted. So let's move back to the design. Let's move to index.html, and under the promo container, I think we need to define one div. We need to give one class called clear fix. Let's close this div, and then let's move to our large layout screen size. We can define this in our main screen style, the core screen style size. And let's give this class clear from both. And then let's also give some line height to it. Let's give it 1 pixel. Yeah. Yeah. So now we all done with our large screen size. So it's all done. Now you can see large screen size is all positioned, and it's getting fixed on our when we centralize on the width when we move up from the 980 pixels. Yeah. Yeah. So here I would like to mention you one very important feature of responsive design, to use media queries inside your CSS to do the positioning of your content. For example, you see right here when I move my screen, when I reduce my screen size, right? You see here your organization name. This is getting just very close to this edge of the browser. When I move up, it's fine. But when it's under 980 pixels, it gets just shifted to the edge of the browser. So here basically I need to write a media query which will instruct browser if the screen size is below 980 pixels, but then you should actually use one little bit padding out here. So let's go out here in our large screen layout, and let's define a media query, media. To write media query, you need to start with @media, and then let's define screen. And so it is for media screen, and then we need to define our maximum width, VIDDH, yeah, as 990 pixels. Yeah. Then close it up, and let's define as footer. We need to give padding to footer area so that it can actually look nice when somebody actually reduce the browser width. Then do some padding from left side. Let's say give 20 pixels padding. Yeah, padding from left. Yeah. So now refresh this. Now you have noticed that when I am reducing the size of the browser, now my organization name is not getting close to, not touching the edges of my browser. Now it's looking neat and clean, right? So this is the way you can also use media queries to define your custom style. So it's all up to you basically, whatever you would like to use media query. For example, for certain conditions, a screen size and a breakpoint I have defined this. So it's all up to you based on your requirement how you would like to use the media query. But it will be a very good way to use these media queries as actually for defining the adaptiveness in your designs. So I think we all done with this our large screen size, and now we can move to our another one, medium screen sizes, and let's do some style out here on the medium screen sizes. Okay, let's also do a little bit we have some anchor tag here. So let's define this in proper manner. One second, let me go to my large screen, and then let me copy something. Yeah.
Mr. Chopra.
Yeah. So you see, we have created. Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Chopra. Yes, sorry to interrupt. We have around 5 minutes left before we wrap up today's session, and we are getting a lot of questions. So just wanted to quickly remind you of the timing so that you can take up at least a couple of questions.
Yeah, sure. So it will. We will be taking more, just 5 or 10 minutes more to actually wrapping up. We are just actually doing the final version of the things. So in the medium, for the medium screen sizes, we also need to do a little bit fixes on our anchor link. So here you can see HREF, we need to define one class called CTA. So this will be the compound rule, CTA. Yeah. Yeah. Right. So you can see now our header links are actually visible. Promos links are visible. Now let's go to our medium screen size, and on the medium screen size, I have already copied this link as we're running out of our time. So let's copy all at once and let's paste it out, and I will quickly explain you what it is. We are using a background image here as medium, and there is no repeat, and we give the positioning, and in the header logo size, we are using a logo medium out here. We define some structure to the navigation bar so that it can adjust and fit to the screen. And under the promo areas, we are defining some style. And so that the screen should not download the background images. Like we see, we have this background images right here. But we don't want browsers to download the medium size of tablet devices should download this background image. So let's use background image none. So it will not tell browser to not download the image, and we will stay with one request and can optimize our responsive side. So let's reduce this down and see. Now our design is getting adaptive to tablet devices, and which is under 800 pixels. And let's see the promo headings right here are also getting changed. We have images, and down here is the heading. So in the same way, let's go to our small screen. So after this webinar, I will actually place all my exercise files on GitHub. So I will upload all this files, so it will be very easy for you to actually refer this file later, or you can do your experimentation on this file, and you can understand and can learn things in a better way. So let's copy all the CSS from my small screen size. So in the CSS, let me quickly explain you what actually we have did. In the header area, again, we have defined a small background, so that with the help of media queries, which we'll define on our index.html file, we can actually get all the render the banner small instead of a large or medium. In the logo size, we have defined to use logo small, In the article section, we did a little bit padding so that the article section would look nice. In the navigation section, we did some changes. We gave some stat. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me remove this navigation area for a while so that you can understand it in a much better way. And I will tell you why we actually use this navigation area. And then on a promo container, we have defined some padding, and then the promo images, then footer, and also we have defined here body background images as none. So now let's go to the design again, and let's reduce the size. Yeah. So right here you can see now our design gets changed. Right. We need to define the style for our footer area and the navigation area. So let's define the size for navigation. So in the navigation area, like you see this about the services and portfolios, here we have defined the display as block so that it will look better as a button, like kind of button on the mobile devices. And let's change its like position to static so that the position which we have defined earlier will not get applied as absolute, and it will change and go below the content. And then we have background and border, and then we have used this image, mobile link arrow. When I refresh this up, you have noticed that now our navigation area has moved down below the content, where you can see I have defined this hover style as background color. Here you can notice that I have defined as RGBA. Here RGB will for color, and this is for alpha. So this will define the transparency. I defined it 0.15 alpha, that is 85% transparent. So here you can see now for a smaller screen, I am using a small logo, welcome, article section, and then promo area of images, and my content goes just right to the my promo images. Then in this, the main advantage of using hover right here, because you can you must be wondering, like on a mobile or tablet devices, we cannot have a hover functionality. So what the use of using this, doing this hover? So but whatever happen when somebody tap the devices, tap something on the devices, then they will experience this hover behavior, and they can actually able to understand, okay, something they have clicked on. So that's the basically like all the final design which we actually created up, the final demonstration for our large screen, for medium screen, and for the small screen sizes. So so I think that's all from my end. I will also give a quick round of explanation demonstration again. So this way then we have actually created a full-fledged responsive website in just 1 hour. So so friends, finally, like I would like to thank you all for attending this webinar.